May 27th, 2022. Halfcast 303, episode 303. Let's go. Of course, I have a few things to share with you guys. An evening of reflection. Shall we? Santa Clarita man, postal worker, arrested on suspicion of $800,000 fraud. Okay, so suspicion means maybe somebody ate that chicken parm out the break room. Maybe somebody took a couple bucks out of your change tray. $800,000 is a oh no, you definitely did it type of accusation. A 26-year-old Valencia man and 32-year-old local U.S. Postal Service worker have been arrested on a federal complaint alleging a scheme to obtain nearly $800,000 in unemployment benefits, prosecutors said on Thursday, according to the federal affidavit in support of the criminal complaint from August 2020 to February 2021. The two men, Stephen Glover of Palmdale and Travis McKenzie of Valencia, fraudulently obtained debit cards issued by the California Employment Development Department. Here's the question: how many threats did these people receive before they realized that something might be wrong, that something might be worth looking into? The debit cards were issued based on applications for pandemic related unemployment benefits. Yet another group of people who actually needed the money but didn't see not one red cent of it submitted using approximately 50 stolen identities and containing false statements claiming COVID related job losses, the affidavit states. Prosecutors said via a press release the EDD debit cards were issued in the names of victims. Okay, EDD is Employment Development Department for you immature folks out there that think it's erectile dysfunction, were issued in the names of victims, some of whom had never resided in, worked in, or even visited California. Because when you work for a post office, if it's one thing there's no shortage of, it's names. Glover and McKenzie, the modern day Thelma and Louise, are accused of splitting the cash withdrawn using the EDD debit cards, some of which had balances exceeding $30,000. The scheme allegedly involved more than 50 fraudulent claims to EDD, which resulted in EDD issuing cards that approximately had $798,733 in funds in those names, of which at least $318,771 has been withdrawn from the debit cards. Oh, they were trying to get it in cash. The press release reads Glover also allegedly stole mail containing more than $20,000 in personal and business checks. When you get greedy, you get sloppy, you get caught. Because what can someone possibly do with someone else's personal or business checks besides tip everyone off that everything is going missing on your route or everything is going missing from around your workstation when you're on the clock in that area? The search warrants for both suspects' residents, as well as Glover's girlfriend, netted more than 200 pieces of EDD related mail. He was taking me out. I thought he had a good job, including 15 EDD debit cards. According to you just got these cards just laying around. The two men have also been connected to fraud against the Virginia Employment Commission. The release said the criminal complaint filed on May 13th and unsealed after Thursday's arrest charges Glover and McKenzie with one count each of mail fraud, according to prosecutors. If convicted of the mail fraud offense alleged in the complaint, Glover and McKenzie would each face a statutory maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison, read the press release. If the article the other night about the guy who scammed them for $750,000 in disability, if that tells us anything, that tells us that they're not going to do any prison time They want those guys back in the workforce, paying that money back immediately. I was smoking my meth pipe, driver tells police after Publix crash. It's almost unsettling how much of a normal statement this should actually be. A driver totaled his work truck when he crashed his truck at the back of a Publix building into another truck as he was high on methamphetamine Thursday afternoon because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. Haines City Police said in a Facebook post, no one experienced injuries in the crash at the Publix location on US Highway 17-92 West. Police said Michael Calvo, 51, was arrested and faces the following charges: possession of methamphetamine, disorderly conduct, resisting arrest without violence, and possession of narcotics paraphernalia, according to the Haines City Police Department. And that's how you pad the stats on your way to unemployment. Officers said 1.6 ounces of methamphetamine was found in Calvo's possession because we know truckers use it to stay awake so they don't fall asleep on the road. But after a while, your nerves and your reaction time will have to be shot because there's no substitution for sleep at the end of the day. Calvo's tractor trailer truck tore off an awning of the building and it hit a parked pickup truck as he tried to adjust his trailer for the Publix delivery. Police said both vehicles were totaled. Police said, I'm almost certain he works for a company that asked him if he still made the delivery. Oh, an officer asked Calvo if he needed medical assistance. Police said, yeah, I got a pipe full of it. According to authorities, Calvo told the officer he thought he was being pranked by a television show, and the officer accused him of not wanting to get out of the 53-foot tractor trailer. Following when the officer got Calvo out of the truck, the officer asked him if he had fallen asleep or had been drinking or had a medical episode, because there's no way you're normal like this. I was smoking my meth pipe, Calvo said, and cue the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme music. According to police, information about Calvo's bail bond has not been released. Chicago police sergeant faces possible termination for shooting thieves trying to steal her car. So first we had the father and the two sons that beat the hell out of that burglar who broke into their business, the family business, and was stealing. Now we have the police sergeant who shot these thieves for trying to steal her car. What do you do in a situation now if people are getting in trouble for protecting their own property? Do you wait until the thieves are long gone and you can't get your property back and maybe they catch the thieves, maybe they don't? Prosecutors say Sergeant Onita Sampson Carney fired one shot at the guys who hopped in her Toyota 4Runner in October outside the Sam's Club in Evergreen Park. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability had recommended that she be fired. Why? Dickheads. But Superintendent David Brown, I'm a little biased, I don't care, pushed instead for a lengthy suspension. That's even too much. Now, according to the Chicago Sun-Times, the Chicago Police Board says it will decide whether Sampson Carney will lose her job. This is so unfair. She's 59 years old and is criminally charged with reckless discharge of a gun. What's going to happen when, as a police officer, you tell the insurance company that you watched thieves steal your car? I only wish they gave that same energy to police officers who shot people for absolutely no reason at all. NYPD cop reenacted finding gun to record it on Bodycam, DA says. A New York cop that doesn't know how to stage a crime scene? What is this world coming to? An often sued NYPD officer. Here we go. New York Daily News. with an extensive history of misconduct allegations, has been indicted on charges that he reenacted finding a gun in a suspect's car so he could record the discovery with his body camera. Officer Kevin Martin, 45, the subject of 34 misconduct complaints and at least a half dozen civil suits that cost the city more than $1 million in settlements, was indicted Wednesday and charged with tampering with evidence and official misconduct. And you have one officer that only tried to stop thieves from stealing her car, and they want her whole badge, they want her career served up. The charges stem from a March 1st, 2019 car stop by Martin and his partner, Officer Matthew Paleo, while they were on patrol in the 109th Precinct in Queens. According to a criminal complaint, both were given body cameras. They pulled over a suspect's Jeep during a traffic stop, seized the vehicle, and found drugs in the suspect's possession, but the body cam footage showed no contraband in the car. Paleo went back on patrol as Martin processed the arrest, and at the end of the night, when his partner returned, Martin asked for help bringing in evidence from inside the Jeep. That's when Martin apparently found a defaced 22 caliber handgun stashed in a sneaker. The complaint said he'd already taken off his body cam, so he went back to get it. Then, as Paleo watched, he staged finding the gun again so he could have a video record, according to the complaint. Wow. Months later, Paleo told the Queens DA office the video was a reenactment, but Martin stuck to the ruse. The complaint alleges the stunt broke the chain of custody and it would have illegally stacked the deck against the suspect if no one had found out, according to prosecutors. If he didn't already have such a horrible track record, he probably could have got away with just being honest and saying that he missed it during the initial search. He was arraigned on the indictment in Queens Supreme Court and released without bail and could face up to 4 years behind bars if convicted at trial. His lawyer, Stacey Richmond, denied the charges. With the light of trial, the jury and the public will see that Officer Martin was properly serving our city as he has done for his entire career. That lawyer needs a pay bump. Martin has been hit with departmental disciplinary charges for unlawful stop and frisk, making misleading statements to the Civilian Complaint Review Board, and being discourteous and insubordinate to a lieutenant who ordered him to stop working overtime. What's messed up about this is that his whole history dictates that there was nothing clean about this arrest, even if it really was clean. Police department records show he was placed on level 2 force monitoring in 2011 after receiving multiple CCRB complaints, Civilian Complaint Review Board. The lawsuits against Barton typically involve false arrests, mostly for marijuana and low-level drug charges, and one federal case settled for $155,006. Six different plaintiffs, including freelance TV reporter Francisco Zapata, argued that Martin and 11 other Bronx cops arrested them on bogus marijuana charges in 2011, claiming the drugs were in plain sight. Zapata alleged Martin grabbed them off the street and threw him against the wall, refused to look at his press ID, and elbowed him 3 times. Why 3 times? As he recovered weed from the reporter's shirt pocket. Fun show. Fun show. Fun show. That being said, just let these people rob you and do nothing to stop them. And I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Adios.